Stage 11 takes us to Bilbao, one of the most visited cities in Vuelta history. Part of the very first edition in 1935, today it hosts a stage finish for the 45th time after a classic-style loop featuring 7 climbs. Even the race leader, Jonas Vingegaard, is tempted to have a go this afternoon.
Of course, Bilbao is a very special place in cycling. It's in the heart of Basque Country, and we all know how racing in Basque Country is, and it's always super hard. Oh, I'd love to win today. I'd love to win every day, but especially in the red jersey would be really special.
It's an unpredictable stage on familiar roads, which are regularly part of races like the Tour of the Basque Country and the Circuito de Getxo. So what's the best way to win it? I think to have a chance today, you have to be at the front in the breakaway. Lots of guys will be aiming for it. The break went all the way yesterday. I think it'll go all the way again today. So you need the legs to make the breakaway. Well, Kevin Vermaak has been in several of those breakaways at this Vuelta, and like many others, he'll be dreaming of a prestigious stage victory in Bilbao.
Yeah, the legs feel really good, and it's been 3 breakaways now for me, and hopefully I can be in another one today. But yeah, I feel good, and I'm just taking it day by day, and you also build some confidence, I think, when you're in the break one day and then you make it the next. You kind of get the confidence and the expectation that you can be there and that you're riding strong. So hopefully that continues.
Stage 11 is a relatively short one of 157 kilometres, although it still has over 3,000 metres of elevation gain. The 7 climbs are littered throughout the day, finishing with the Alto de Pique, a brutal hike of 2.3 kilometres at 8.9% that tops out with just 7.8k remaining. Whether it's a day for the breakaway or for the GC group, we are set for a spectacular finale.
Through kilometre 0, stage 11 is underway at La Vuelta 2025.
The first climb came after just 1 kilometre, and after a lively start, the first man to really chance his arm was Mads Pedersen in the green jersey. The former world champion was joined by Joao Nicolau, and they reached the summit together.
It's not just the points they're after, this is about trying to force their way into a breakaway.
But Visma Leasebike weren't in the mood to let a big group go up the road, shutting down lots of early attacks, and the pace was too hot for some.
This is not a good start for Ben O'Connor on his assault of the red jersey.
Pedersen soon dropped Nicolau, the Little Trek man looking in excellent shape, but the peloton were closing fast. Pedersen going again, and this time he was joined by 2 more riders, Marc Soler from UAE and Luis Aular of Movistar. But Vingegaard clearly wasn't bluffing when he said he fancied winning today. Visma Leasebike keeping the 3 leaders on a very tight leash and not letting anybody else join the move. Well, Soler was the star of the show the last time La Vuelta came to Bilbao in 2022, and he was no doubt hoping for a repeat performance today. Yeah, I won the last Vuelta stage here. I'm very happy and I hope I can do it again, although it's going to be very tough. Perhaps with a teammate because we're on such a good run. We'll see. Well, the riders are spinning along at an average speed of nearly 42 kilometres an hour, with Visma in total control. The leading trio still a minute ahead as they embarked on climb number 3, the Balcón de Vizcaya. Well, Pedersen may also have been thinking about the green jersey points on offer today, but the intermediate sprint didn't come until 38k from the finish. Next up was the Alto de Morga, more than 8 kilometres at 3.5%, where Soler decided to up the tempo, pulling away from the punchier pair of Pedersen and Aular, who were quickly caught by the bunch. Soler maintaining that 1-minute gap as Nicolau and Louis Fafaka countered, going for mountains points. They were followed by Victor Campenaerts, just patrolling for Visma, and Santiago Buitrago, Fafaka second over the top.
He desperately wants those points, doesn't he, Fafaka, the Belgian?
Fafaka kept chasing behind Soler for a few kilometres, but ultimately everybody was brought back before the Alto del Vivero.
A new situation, a new scenario, now that the race is all back together.
Well, there wasn't much of a lull as local star Mikel Landa then attacked. He's from around 50 kilometres south of Bilbao and was keen to be active today. Buitrago also on the move again. Well, they teamed up on the descent, heading back to the city with a small gap. And incredibly, Pedersen still had enough in the tank to try to chase them down.
This man is exceptional.
Pedersen joining a group of 5 chasers behind Landa and Buitrago, Campenaerts, Eddie Dunbar, Guillermo Martinez, Louis Rouland and Camille Bonheur. The Dane wasn't able to get back to the front before the sprint next to the Guggenheim Museum, but he still picked up 15 points for coming third. Visma still controlling the peloton as they approach the Vivero for the second time. Unfortunately, Landa was halted by a back injury, leaving Buitrago alone at the front.
Mikel Landa is in a lot of pain here.
Buitrago forging on solo with a lead of around 35 seconds. However, with the GC group upping the tempo, the Colombian was soon caught before an important announcement was made over the radio.
And due to some incidents over the finish line, the organisation and the commissaires panel have decided to take the time at the 3 kilometre to go marker.
There would be no winner for the 11th stage of La Vuelta then. It would be neutralized at 3 kilometres to go for safety reasons. The racing was still on though as they prepared to tackle the final climb, the Alto de Pique, with some very steep gradients that could open up the gaps. Well, Tom Pidcock unleashing a massive attack, with even Vingegaard struggling to hold the wheel, but the Dane did come back to the British rider just after the summit. The other favourites were set to lose around 10 seconds as the stage was neutralised on the outskirts of Bilbao. Well, the riders heading straight back to their team buses, and that was that. Do join us again tomorrow for stage 12, and thanks for watching.